Hi, so I just wanted to give a little bit of a fill-in for what the group healings are about, the next group healings. So we've been offering these group healings for the last maybe 17 years, and each one has a different focus and topic. And the one we got guided to from our clients to offer now is this one. Really, it's a core issue, and the focus is on that primal insecurity, the sense where we're not rooted in ourself. We're not rooted in being, we're not rooted in the feeling of that sense of self-confidence. And obviously when I say that, I'm not really speaking about in the ego sense, that sort of personal doer drive, but in sense of confidence in the self, your intuition, your guidance, that sense of presence, the living, authentic alignment in you. And we come out of alignment with that based on trauma and different experiences, karmic, emotional, genetic, social, environmental, and those experiences compound and condition our systems in a labyrinth of ways, which Vortexhealing's task really has been to track into that and identify those places of holding in our separation consciousness, and essentially transmute and enlighten them, awaken them from those places of holding. And so it's a very complex healing art on one level, but we've just had some new tools and an upgrade called Manifesting Intention, which was the training we just came back from the States to do. And it's very effective with groups, and it's just pure grace. Basically, that's the way to describe it. It's fundamental for people who are on the awakening healing journey and just need support to unravel the place that mostly blocks their sense of manifesting their vision, their intention in the world, because there's this sense of inadequacy. And there's many different issues tied into this. So for the people so far that have been signing into it, I've been talking to them directly about the particular core issue that's relevant for them, because obviously we do the psychic readings when we do healings, so that we can really track into and read the system for what's relevant for each person. So each person would have had one of these particular themes going on so that they can really get their guidance into the healing course. So, for example, there's the whole kind of general umbrella of inadequacy, but those issues are lack of self-worth, lack of self-value, lack of self-love, a sense of inadequacy, and sort of fear of failure, really, and the feeling of I'm unlovable or I'm unwanted. And the sort of key issues there are all about where we've split from our original sense of source, and we've gone into this belief and identification to this body and mind that we are this separate human being, and there is this otherness out there that is threatening, and we somehow have to prove ourselves to be worthy in order to be loved. And it's a complete setup. It's a complete sham. That's the game. That's what Maya is, to keep us in that illusion, away from the source energy of the magnitude and possibility of what enlightened living is, to really live from our true nature. And so I have really been looking at this again and again with different clients, and we really see how the body is conditioned with those belief systems, and how we carry this, just on a sort of physical level. That conditioning impacts us. It blocks our organs, it blocks our energetic pathways, and through our energetic system as a whole, it can deeply weaken it, because of the sense that we're weak and we're nothing, and essentially, that I is nothing. That sense of separate I doesn't truly exist. But while there is this sort of unconscious assumption that we carry around, then we have this physiological network of patterning that has a very real impact on the humanness. And we have to deal with that on the awakening journey. Yeah, we are the infinite presence, that divine consciousness. But also we're wearing this human form, and we're going through this human life. And when we have this deep place of inadequacy and insecurity that's unlooked at and unchecked, and we're not working with it consciously, then what happens is we find it really hard to manifest. We can't actually actualize our intention and our dreams. We get blocked. It's like a form of self-sabotage. But also, it's really hard to relate. It's really hard to connect with another human being in the way of what we're really yearning for. Yeah, that sense of true communion, because we really believe somehow that we're not going to be loved, we're not going to be accepted, we're going to be rejected. And, you know, every human being's faced this. And yes, we have survival coping mechanisms and very strong kind of programs in place to try and overlay and deal with that, and try and cover that up, and, you know, portray these images that are going on in our social media at the moment of like these perfect beings that we'd like to be. And it's just really kind of breaking down the illusion, you know, because it's important to live from that authentic sense of presence in truth, and know that yes, it's a fundamental human condition to feel that somehow we're unworthy and we're inadequate. And the ultimate truth is, yes, we're so unworthy, we don't actually even exist as separate identities. But we have to take the conscious choice as if we are, and unravel that deep, deep programming, which has been genetic, karmic, social, environmental, parental conditioning, and then awaken it through consciousness. So this is a support field. This is a support group for people who are working in this way, because basically they realize they have no choice, and like us, and we feel it's just fundamental. And the calling for freedom is great. That earnestness is there. So we're just sharing this because we get kind of divinely pushed, as it were, to do that, and because it's the nature of our work and what we've been working with in ourselves and offering for the last, 17 years. So essentially, you'll be part of a group field that is supporting each other go through that transformation. We will be sending you audio files, and we will be sending kind of video YouTube clips just for the embodiment side of it, because there's the healing, which is the deep transformation with manifesting intention, vortex healing. And that's a protocol of healing that goes thoroughly through many, many levels of that conditioning. And then there is also the audio files that you can listen to, like these guided meditations that we'll be bringing through, that will have some music and also sort of just verbal meditation, mindfulness guidance that you can work with. But also the videos are just there to help the embodiment. They're just optional, but because I'm a yoga teacher as well, I'd like to help this move through the body level. So I noticed that, people who do a lot of healing work, often just the physicality is not caught up to all the transformation. So it is essential to work with yoga as well. And I know my teacher Amma has said that, that in this path towards God realization, it's absolutely essential to work with yoga, because we need to open the system to facilitate the light of God realization. And essentially, we know we can blow our fuses otherwise. So we need like physical embodiment to support this deep divine healing work, and sort of nurture the process, if you like. So we're going to be offering that as well. We just keep these courses really, really cheap, so it's viable for everyone. And we'll be offering 10%, as always, to Amma's Embracing the World charity, because that's the motivation and inspiration of our life. So yeah. We'd love you to join us if you feel the calling. Thank you.